everyone. Welcome to day 22 of this yoga challenge. I hope you are all doing well today. So today I'm going to break down sun salutation for you into 3 different levels. So I like to teach any of my classes with levels. So as we move through the class, we have modifications for beginners or people that have a little bit of limited mobility, and then we can move our way up. I really believe that it's important to be able to give everybody a lot of options because people who are starting off, it's always hard on their bodies at first, and it's nice to have the comforts of modifications. And then there is the advanced, people who come into class and they want a little bit of a challenge. So I like to be able to cover everybody so everyone is happy at the end of class. So sun salutation is great if you want to add it into your practice. It is wonderful. I absolutely love sun salutation. And it's great if you're kind of losing a little bit of inspiration and you just want to get on your mat and you want to do some movement, doing a little bit of warm-up seated postures, and then doing a few sun salutations, like 3 to 5 sun salutations, and then following up with a shavasana and a meditation is perfect for a practice. So, and that can range from 15 to a half an hour to include all of that in there. So we're gonna get started, and so yeah, I'm gonna get to the top of my mat here, and I'll be facing sideways so you can see me, but I will turn to the front just to show you what I'm doing from time to time. So from here, we would start at the top of our mat into Tadasana. So we want to ground on all corners of our feet. Imagine we have suction cups in the inside of our feet pulling upward. Our navel to spine here. We're pulling our inner thighs together, shoulders dropped, arms wide, palms open in any way that feels comfortable for you. So from here, taking a moment to ground through the feet. Imagine that there's a string pulling the crown of your head up, growing nice and tall. We're going to inhale our arms up into Ardha Hastasana. So we want our arms up, but from here, you can tell that some people can reach straight up, while other people find it very uncomfortable in their shoulders. So finding a version that works best for you. Some people might be quite wide, or they might be quite close. But dropping the shoulders away from the ears, nice broad chest, and we're going to look upward. So without throwing your neck back, gaze is up. And then we're exhaling, we're folding forward. We're going to take a deep bend in the knee, allowing our chest to rest on our thigh. And we can just dangle our hands. Now, if your hands are a little bit shorter and you can't quite reach the floor, that's okay. We're going to relax our head down. And we can stay here. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can wrap your arms around your calves and then begin to straighten the legs, keeping that chest connected to the thighs. Releasing the hands, we're going to inhale, halfway lift. So it can be your hands on your shin or your thighs, avoiding your knees. We're going nice and tall through the crown of the head. We're parallel with the floor, navel to spine here. And then we're going to bring our hands down and we're going to step back into our plank. Coming down to our knees. So you've got some options here. We're going to start with knees. And if it's still hard on your wrists, you can come down into your forearms. So finding the version that works best for you. We'll stay up on our knees if that's okay, navel to spine. Our sit bones are dropped. We're allowed to leave our feet upward or down, whatever feels best for you, nice broad shoulder. So we're going to shift our weight forward as we bend through the elbows halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Pausing here for a moment, and then releasing our legs to the mat, and then we're peeling our chest up. So pushing the tops of the feet into the mat, squeezing into the glutes, shoulder blades gathered on the back side of our body. And we're using our back muscles and core here so we have no weight in our hands. And then from here, we'll push into our hands to tabletop, curl the toes under, and come up into down dog. Now, if down dog is hard on your shoulders, you're going to come back to your knees and you're going to come into extended puppy by bringing your hands out a little bit farther and allowing your chest to drop. So it's like a down dog, but you are on your knees. If you are finding you're in down dog and your wrists are sore, you can come into dolphin. So on your forearms. If you're Okay, on down dog, you can begin to bicycle your leg back and forth, releasing any tension in the backs of the legs. And what I like to do is spread my fingers nice and wide, look at my hands, make sure that they're stretched out, connecting with the earth, deep bend in the knee here, chest to thigh, push the floor away. Keeping your chest where it is, you're going to begin to try to straighten your legs as best as you can, bringing the heels down to the mat. Now, not everyone can do that, and that is just an anatomical thing, as well as tightness in the backs of the legs. So it might take a while for you to get there, and you might never get there, and that's okay too. So pushing into the floor here. It's typical to have nice 5 deep breaths here. And when you've concluded your 5 deep breaths, you can lift your hands, walk your feet to your hands. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, shins or to your thighs. Exhale, we're dropping our hands, forward fold. And then we're inhaling the arms all the way up. And then hands to heart center. And back into Tadasana. So that is level 1. So we'll move on to level 2. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in the knees if you need. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're going to step our feet back. And this time, if you'd like to come up onto your toes for plank. So we're going to pull the navel to spine, make sure that our sit bones are dropped, shoulders over the wrists, and we're pushing back through the heels. Nice and strong here, stacked beautifully. We're going to push our feet forward as we shift the weight and bending at the elbows halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Flipping the toes and then pushing up with your hands and the tops of your feet into upward facing dog. So your glutes are engaged, your thighs are engaged, your arms nice and strong and broad chest. Shoulder blades gathered on the back side of your body. Curling the toes under and then pushing up and back, downward facing dog. Taking the modifications for downward dog if you need, and stopping at any level that feels good for you. So pushing yourself to the edge, but never into pain. If you still need some movement, you can bicycle your legs back and forth. Big sigh. 2 more breaths here. Push your hands into the mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then when you're ready, you can walk your feet, or if you want to try to jump your feet, you can bend into the knees, and you're going to look forward to where you want your feet to go. So you want your feet in between your hands, so you're going to look just a little bit ahead, and then jump your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, deep bend in the knees. And then inhale all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, exhale, hands to heart center. So that is level 2. Keeping some of the level 1 modifications or the level 2 modification, I will show you one more version of this. So standing nice and tall in mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in the knee if you need. If not, straight leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Now when we jump back, we don't want to jump back into plank. We want to jump right back into Chaturanga Dandasana. So we're going to bend in the knees and we're going to jump back with bent elbows. Pausing here, and then we're flipping the toes up into upward facing dog. So pushing the tops of our feet in, engaging the glutes, the thighs, broad shoulders, nice and strong, curling the toes, and then pushing back down dog. Finding stillness if you would like. 5 deep breaths. Ujjayi breath is really good. Helps to bring focus and release. 2 more breaths here. And then from here, we're bending into our knees. We're going to jump our feet forward by looking slightly ahead. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, micro bend in the knee. And then arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And release into Tadasana. Pausing for a moment here, just feeling the sensations. And then opening your eyes and coming back to center. So that is 3 different variations of sun salutation, from level 1 to an advanced version. So you can stop wherever feels comfortable for you, but it gives you something to work towards if that's where you're going, and it gives you somewhere to start if you're not really sure where to start. All right? So that is all for me today. Like I said, if you use this as part of your practice with a little bit of warm-up and a meditation and Shavasana, that is perfectly fine. That's moving your body. It is such a great start, and it's great for if you just feel like you can't think of anything else to do to make it interesting and exciting in a home practice. All right, I'm gonna let you go for now. If you like this video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you tomorrow. Namaste.